Hey, my friends, welcome to our celebration of Pentecost and its urgent reminder to us about community. It reminds us that we need community. We're not meant to be alone. It is not good for us to be alone. We know this from our personal experiences, right? All of the metrics show that people who have loving, supportive community do far better than people who do not. And Pentecost also reminds us about what community looks like when it is grounded in the Spirit. It is a wonderful, diverse community where people are invited to come as they are and share their gifts with one another. And yes, unfortunately, many churches are the very opposite of that. And we're going to talk about that today as well. So welcome to our celebration of Pentecost and community. Welcome to people of all faiths and all backgrounds, to people of all racial and ethnic origins, to people of all sexual orientations, genders, and identities, to families of every shape and configuration. All God's children are welcomed here and celebrated and blessed in this community. And welcome to people who have been hurt by religion misused. Your pain is valid and recognized. You deserve better, but you also deserve healing, and we offer you some here in this community. And welcome to people with questions and doubts. Those are the doorway that are the starting point for any faith that is alive and growing, an open heart and an open mind. And those questions and doubts are welcomed in this community. And as always, our gathering is about God's great enduring love for each of us and all of us, whoever we are and wherever we are on our journey. So the Pentecost story is one of my favorite stories. It's beautiful writing is the reason why. It was written in a style back then where people used metaphor and symbol in very powerful ways. Remember, the people who wrote the Gospels were not historians or journalists. They were evangelists using whatever they could at their fingertips to tell us an important truth. And the Pentecost story brings us to an important truth about community. In the story, Jesus' followers have formed this very small community. He's dead now, and they're wondering what to do, and it's dawning upon them, the Spirit is coming upon them, to realize that Jesus' work is now their work, and His Spirit is alive in them. As Paul would later put it, they are now the body of Christ in the world, but what does that mean? How do they do that? And you know what? It could be dangerous, so they're hiding in a room behind a door that keeps others out. And on Pentecost, all this changes. The beautiful symbolism here, as though fire descends upon them. In the tradition, the Jewish tradition, fire represents God's passion for the world, for recreating and healing the world is now their passion. And the wind blows through them. That same wind that blows through so poetically the first creation story. All of creation begins with the wind, bringing harmony out of what was chaos. This is what's going on here. God's passion for a better world is now theirs. And this creative spirit is leading them forth to go out into the world. Beautiful, beautiful writing. And they do. And they create God's community or God's kingdom on Pentecost. They do what Jesus did, the same work that He had given to them. You know, His ministry is so interesting. It begins with Him being baptized, and He hears a voice calling Him beloved, as the stories put it. And then He goes off into the desert, away from the world, to sort of be tempted to live the way the world does. And He realizes this is not God's way. God's ways are totally different from the ways of most of the world. Having understood this now, and that Spirit is upon Him, He doesn't stay in the desert. He goes into communities to build the community of God within those greater communities. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, He says. And He builds a community of followers. And what is shocking is that He builds this community out of people who have been rejected by other communities. The poor, the last, the least, the lonely, the ones who are looked down upon, who are seen as having absolutely nothing to contribute. It is a radically countercultural community. And He calls it the kingdom of God, or the community of God. And he says in this community, there is no last or least. There is no first. There are no VIPs. There's no privilege. The wealthy and the privileged are invited to join, yes, but to join and to share all that they have with those who are in need in this community. In this community, everyone is treated equally, and they equally get what they need. And this is the community that we are given to live in and to create and to extend. And it's a community that a lot of people didn't want then or now. It got a pushback. It gets a pushback, even today. And that's why Jesus was killed, not because he was running around preaching about love, but because out of love, he was creating this radical community that challenged the ways of the world, a community that led people a very different way than the strongmen of the world were trying to take us, leading them to peace instead of conflict, generosity instead of greed, inclusiveness rather than rejection, unity rather than division. And the Pentecost story describes the disciples finally leaving the place where they were and going out and building a community out of the most diverse group of people that you could find in that place and that time. People from all over the place, different nationalities, different religious practices, different cultures, come together in this community of God equally. And they support each other. They become the community of God on earth. A very entirely different way of living than the rest of the world. And that offers us the invitation. Pentecost invites us to let that same Spirit blow through us into the world. And let God's passion for changing the world on earth as in heaven become our passion. And let us do this together. Their work is now our work. And we really need this today. I mean, we know this, right? You don't need me telling you. During COVID, our sense of community was absolutely shredded. We started living off looking at each other through screens, and it's not a coincidence. It's during that time all this divisiveness happened, all these conspiracy theories, the culture wars heated up, political wars, on, and people divided and started pulling apart. And community, in many ways, was disrupted or even destroyed. And we're just now really building back from it. And a lot of people now are sensing and realizing the need for community. A diverse, spirit-filled community, a passionate community, and a creative community. One of the things I am most proud of and privileged to be part of at Nexus is being part of the most diverse faith community I have ever encountered on so many levels and so many ways. All those things we mention in our welcome statement are true and present in our community. And I love how we come together and get to know each other and support each other, and then together go out and try to make the world more as in heaven. I love how all are invited to this community, to become part of it. You don't have to hide who you are. In fact, who you are is blessed, and you are encouraged to share that with all of us. Your gifts, your story, your history, your dreams for what's to come. And then to join together in all of us going out and repairing the world. And yes, it needs to be said, sadly, there are many churches today that are the exact opposite of that. You won't find that same spirit within them at all. They're more like gated communities, and they spend their time deciding what they should do, what standards they should set for people to belong, and locking those doors to keep other people out, theological doors and other doors. They become more like disciples hiding behind doors than the ones that go out and open those doors and go create community for all. Pentecost invites us to be a different way of community, to put ourselves into spirit-led community. It's not just a once-a-week thing. It's not just something we squeeze in when it's convenient in our busy schedules. It's not something we do entirely off our screens. It's the foundation for all that we do. It's sort of the first commitment upon which others are built. In Spirit-filled community, we gather with our spiritual ancestors and hear their stories again of how they struggle with the same things we are today, and get their inspiration and their presence to help us through. In community, we share our stories today, our experiences, and get to know each other. And my stories become yours, and yours become mine. And together we create a new story or narrative for our world. In community, we are grounded. In community, we are healed. In community, we are revived, and boy, don't we need to be revived. In community, we recognize our tiredness, our confusion, our frustrations, our brokenness. And in community, we also encounter the Spirit that brings us renewal, new energy, and direction. All this happens in Spirit-filled community. We can't go it alone. As the one line says, wherever 2, 3, or more are gathered, that spirit of community is there. And it's all that we really need. So let us have a Pentecost experience today in our time, our place, and our world. May God's passion for a different world be our passion as well, burning through us. May God's Spirit move through us like a great wind to reform and unify the world. Let us throw open whatever doors we have closed and invite others into this new way of community that continues on through us today and challenges the world all over again, bringing the Spirit to bear upon it. Amen. My friends, I offer us a chance to celebrate Pentecost this week by thinking about community. Its importance, what it looks like when filled with the Spirit, and how we today, in our ways, can become such community, nurture such community, and build such community. Not just within the places where we gather for services on Sunday, but into the greater world. And with that, I leave you to ponder in the Spirit. Peace, grace, and love to each of you. Remember, you are God's beloved. Just as you are, always have been, always will be. Nothing can change that. And remember also that the Spirit of the Lord is upon you as well. Open the door of your heart, the door of your mind. Let the Spirit blow in like a great wind. Let the Spirit that represents God's passion become the passion in your heart a little bit more as well. Take care.